after suspension, ready to get back stuck in?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, it's frustrating to miss any game, especially through suspension. But yeah, nice to be sort of back involved and looking forward to the game tomorrow.
In terms of your role this season, I think last season people would say that you weren't sort of picked in Neil Aspin's side, favoured Anthony Kay, but this season you seem to really come on and flourished under manager John Askey. What's been the key to that?
I think it's probably an accumulation of things. I think it's probably the way we set up as a team, the role that the gaffer wants me to play. It's a role I enjoy. I'd say it's probably my best position where I'm most comfortable and can kind of have the best effect on the team. And it's a role I enjoy, and I just think it's not just that. It's probably the whole club as a whole is a lot better place to be. The changing room's good. The lads we've got in the changing room, really good bunch of lads, and obviously alongside that we've got the gaffer Dave and Pewey. So the day-to-day things at the club are a big improvement on last season. So it's just a much better place to be and play football.
Is that sometimes hard, maybe last season, to try and get that extra gear out yourself compared to this season?
I think you always do your best. You always try your best. You put in as much as you can, and for whatever reason, personally last season it just didn't quite work out. And whether that was me as an individual and how I was playing, or the setup as the team, or the players we had and the way we were trying to play, it just didn't work. There wasn't any less effort going into games last season than what I'm putting in this year. It just didn't quite work out. But I'm glad that it's been improved this year, and personally I'm doing better, and the club's doing better.
What's John Askey sort of worked with you at particularly?
I wouldn't say it's particularly me as an individual. It's as a whole. It's the way he wants us to play and the way he sets up the work we do in training on a day-to-day basis, preparing for games, and the phases of play we do and the patterns of play. And it's just generally it's all geared to the game on a Saturday, and we do a lot of work on ourselves, and then also look at the opponents and see how we can hurt them. And it's a good way of preparing for games.
Do you feel like you've taken on more of a leadership role this season? You're in quite a young midfield. Do you feel when you're not there that they might lack that extra guidance on the pitch and compared to when you are there?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe I have to ask them that. But I think whenever you play, you're always trying to help the people closest to you in a similar position, and then you're trying to help other players within the team and within the squad, and you help each other as a team and as a squad. And if I can offer a bit of help to Jake Taylor or Scott Burgess, and that's great, and talk to them as much as possible. And I enjoy talking. I enjoy talking on the pitch. I enjoy talking in training, in the changing room, and hopefully that's helping people.
There seems to be quite a few leaders yourself, Tom Poatley on leg, all in that changing room. Is it quite a strong dressing room this season? I
think so, yeah. I think we're not afraid to tell people if they're not quite doing the job right, or they can do something a bit better. But at the same time, you try and tell them in the right way. It's not all about shouting and barking orders and who can shout loudest. That doesn't make it right. At the same time, it's the quality of what you're saying, and does it have relevance to what's going on the pitch or in training. So I think we've got good leaders, but also we've got good young players who are doing well.
Are you seeing the young players sort of respond to that as well?
I think so, yeah. I think when you're a young player, you take as much advice and as much help from experienced players as you can. And that doesn't mean we know it all and we're always right, because we're not. But we've been through a lot of scenarios and situations in football, and just trying to help them as much as we can.
So, for example, losing your first home league game of the season most recently, how have you been able to sort of pick the guys back up this week going into Crawley?
I think it's not a case of me going in picking anybody up. I think as a group we're disappointed with the result, because it's our home sort of form has dipped a little bit with that defeat, and it was frustrating to do it in a game that was a disappointing game really, in terms of Walsall weren't particularly that much better than us. We just didn't perform on the day, and I think the lads know that. It's not like the lads walked in Monday with the chins on the floor and everyone's got their heads down now just after one game. We'd had 2 good wins previous to that, and it's just getting back to that, and knowing what we're good at and putting in 100% effort to go and get 3 points tomorrow.
And the one game as well that's on everyone's mind is the Manchester City game in the Cup. Is it hard to keep your focus on the here and now instead of looking ahead at the prospect of playing the Premier League champions?
Not for me personally. I've kind of been in that scenario before, whereas at Carlisle we played Liverpool away in the Cup, and it's great to have it there. It's nice, but at the same time, if you don't do your job now in the next few weeks, then you might not find yourself on the pitch at Man City. So it's a case of, if you look after the next few games and perform well and do well as a team, then you can enjoy it then. But now it's just, obviously, it's all about Crawley tomorrow.
Have you seen people reacting to that draw and trying to give extra 10% in training and try and make sure they are included?
I don't know. It's still a few weeks off. It's I think everyone's giving everything every day in training. That's the way it's got to be. And if you don't, then you'll lose your place. If you're not at it, if you're not putting in 100%, if you're not performing, then you're not giving yourself the best chance possible to be in the team. And that's what everybody wants. Like I said, if you're in the team now and you keep your place in the team, then hopefully you should be in the team for that game, all being well.
4,500 tickets sold already. They've been queuing outside here at Vale Park. How does that make you feel as a player? Yeah,
it's unbelievable. I drove in Monday. You can see the queue straight away, and it just shows the support and the interest that game's generating. And I think it's good for the club as a whole financially, and it'd be great for the fans and Port Vale as a club to have that day.
And getting back to the weekend, how important is it to get that league form back on track? 2 defeats in a row now.
Yeah, definitely. I suppose it doesn't feel like 2 defeats because we had the 2 cup games in between, and I suppose it's which way do you look at it? Is it 2 defeats in the league or is it 1 defeat in 3? It's how you put it. We'll look at the positives, and we still think we're on a decent run. We played well, obviously, the 2 previous games to get them 2 wins against 2 decent teams, and we'll be looking to get back on the winning run tomorrow at Crawley and have a good Christmas period.
Can you tell us a bit about your experience playing away at Crawley? What's it like to play?
I've quite enjoyed playing there. I've had a few good results there. We won there last season. It's quite a small stadium. Fans are on top of you. The pitch is normally all right, so I've had some good experiences playing there and looking forward to it.
What do you expect from them on the team? Recent new managerial appointment, played 1 game so far.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, I suppose. We've had that a couple of times already this season where there's been a new appointment just before we've played them, and we've done quite well. We did well at MK Dons and we won that game, so hopefully it's more of the same. And it's hard to read into what they're going to do because you can't look at the past 4 or 5 games under a certain manager, but I think we'll just prepare ourselves the best we can like we have done, and we know we're a good team with good players, and as long as we focus on ourselves and get our jobs right, we'll be all right.